Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much.
7:49, it's been described as an epidemic. We're talking about work-related stress. Victoria is looking at the subject for us this morning. Hi.
Hi, good morning to you both. Yes, this week is actually International Stress Awareness Week, and it's very timely because figures just out from the country's health and safety watchdog describe a country in crisis. For the first time, work-related stress and anxiety or depression accounts for over half of all working days lost due to ill health. Over 15 million working days were lost to the conditions in the last year. Well, that is a huge increase, about 24% on the year before. Nearly 600,000 workers reported suffering from work-related stress, depression and anxiety, and over a third of them were new cases. So what's going on? Kerry Cooper is a professor of organisational psychology and health at Manchester Business School. Thanks very much for coming in.
Sure, Victoria, no problem.
Professor Cooper, why is the number of people suffering from these things rising?
Well, if you look at the recession, what happened during the recession, we had a lot of downsizing, as the Americans call it. Okay, or right-sizing, as some of them do it. And so we have fewer people doing more work, working longer hours, feeling more job insecure. So the recession, in a way, is still with us. So people are just overloaded. That's one. But I think another major problem, and I think it's covered up by the sickness absence figures, incidentally, that's a very conservative measure because a lot of people feeling job insecure go to work ill. It's called presenteeism. And presenteeism, by the way, is double the cost of sickness absence. So my real worry is if you see the figures rising, it's a real problem for the UK economy. And our productivity per capita, by the way, is 7th in the G7 and 17th in the G20. So the stress-related illnesses are also affecting our performance. For me, the major cause of it is the line manager from shop floor to top floor. We don't have the right type. We have technically competent managers throughout public and private sector bodies, but they don't have EQ. Emotional intelligence. They don't have the soft skills, the social interpersonal skills to recognize when people aren't coping and dealing with it, to team build properly, to allow flexible working. We have just the wrong kind of line manager. And it's okay. We need mental health, more investment in mental health, as I think we just heard from Matt Hancock. That's really important in general. But in the workplace, we need a different kind of culture. We need a different kind of line manager.
So what kind of things can companies be doing to improve staff welfare? And whether or not these things are going to be enforced is another matter as well. Because as you say, people are afraid to say and speak up and say they've got a problem.
Absolutely. But the answer is not mindfulness and all those kind of funny techniques. I'm not saying they're not helpful, by the way. I'm just saying that's not the solution. The solution is how do we create well-being cultures? How do we create cultures where people feel valued, trusted, who want to work flexibly, can work flexibly? Long hours culture. Emails, another problem. French law. What's French law? No manager can send an email out of office hours to their subordinates, right? In French law. We're terrible at that. Most people are getting emails at night, at weekends, while they're on holiday from their line manager. So we need a different kind of line manager, and we need constraints on that because otherwise people are 7/24, always on, affecting their family, affecting their performance, and ultimately affecting their health.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there, Professor Cooper. Thank you very much.